Hello, and welcome back to the AI Cafe Conversations. This is your host, Sahar, your AI Whisperer. Thank you for joining me today. Today is a little bit a different episode that I'm going to be sharing with you because I wanted to share with you what happened in my workshop that I did last week and to who. So I was presenting to a group of executives and directors, really smart people, very experienced leaders, engineers, attorneys, operation managers in different sectors. And I asked them, how many of you are you using AI in your organizations? Because I had no clear idea really what their organization is doing, their policies, if they're using it on a personal level or on an organizational level. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, that I even didn't know the difference. But anyhow, so when I asked them that question, if many of them are using AI in their organization, a few hands went up, maybe 20%. So I asked them, how many of your teams are using AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, Gemini, even if you don't have official policies? And the room went quiet. I mean, scary quiet, crickets quiet, okay? Because they knew that their teams are absolutely using AI. They just don't know about it. And that's shadow AI. They know. And you might say, what do you mean their teams are absolutely using it, but they don't know about it? Because actually some studies show that managers and directors sometimes know that their teams are using AI without any policies, what we call shadow AI, but they don't talk about it. So some of them don't know that they actually use, their employees or their teams are using AI, and some do know. That's where it becomes very confusing, but I'm going to try to make it as clear as possible in this episode. So shadow AI, this is the talk of town these days. And then some ask the question I hear from executive constantly. Shouldn't we wait for regulations, for a governing body, for official policies before we start using AI? And here is what I told them, and here is what I want to tell you. If you're waiting for someone else to regulate AI before you lead it internally, you have already lost control. Today we're talking about the regulation paradox. Why executives want external rules before they act. But waiting for those rules means they have already been left behind. So again, this is AI Cafe Conversation. Let's dive in. So what is the regulation paradox? What it is? It's executives want to hear AI regulations and governing bodies before they implement AI in their organizations. They want someone external, government, industry standards, legal frameworks, HR, to tell them it's safe, compliant, and controlled. But here's the problem. Shadow AI doesn't wait for regulations. It never did, actually. While you're waiting for external rules, your teams are already using AI tools without policies, without oversight, without sometimes even your knowledge. By the time external regulations arrive, you will be trying to govern something that's already embedded in your organization in a chaotic way, inconsistently, and often invisibly, something that is already out of control. You cannot put the genie back in the box, okay? And the genie is out of the box. You can't regulate what you don't need. Here is what this looks like in practice. The executives say, we don't have AI policies yet, so we're not using AI. Meanwhile, marketing is using ChatGPT to draft social media posts. Finance is using AI to summarize reports. Engineering is using Copilot to write codes. HR is using AI to screen resumes. This is a whole different discussion we'll get to in one of the episodes. Operations is using AI to schedule tasks. None of them asked for permission. None of them told you. All of them think it's just a tool. That's shadow AI at its best. And it's happening right now. The paradox, you want regulations to tell you when it's safe to start, but your organization already started. without you. And the longer you wait for external governance, the less internal control you have. So let's talk for a minute about the neuroscience of that. Why do executives default to waiting for regulations instead of leading internally? 3 brain mechanisms. The first, risk aversion bias. Your brain's amygdala, or survival center, is designed to detect threats, real or perceived. In uncertain situations, it screams, hey, wait for more information before you act. This is evolutionary wisdom. In the wild, acting too fast in uncertain conditions gets you killed. But in leadership, waiting too long gets you left behind. Leaders in regulating industries, especially, you manage high-stakes operations, you serve stakeholders, one mistake creates headlines. So your brain says, let someone else go first, wait for the rules, then it's safe. But here is the neurological problem. By the time the rule arrives, God knows when, the behavior is already embedded. Changing established patterns requires more cognitive effort than leading proactively. Second, diffusion of responsibility. When there is no clear governing body, your brain experiences ambiguity. And who's responsible? If there is no FDA for AI, no OSHA for AI, no official standard, then how can I be held accountable for leading it? This is psychological safety mechanism. Your brain wants external authority to validate your decision. But leadership is taking responsibility when there is ambiguity. That's literally the job. When you say we need a governing body first, what your brain is really saying is, I need someone else to be accountable first. Third, the illusion of control through waiting. Your prefrontal cortex believes if I wait for regulations, I will have more control when I finally act. This feels logical. Rules equals clarity, equals control. But it's an illusion. What actually happens, your organization develops informal AI habits without you. By the time you impose rules, you're playing catch up to behaviors that are already normalized. You don't gain control by waiting, you lose it. True control comes from leading before the chaos normalizes. Why is this dangerous? Let me be very specific about what you're risking when you wait for external regulations. Risk number 1, shadow AI becomes your default. Your teams are using AI right now without governance, without training, without understanding the risks. They are putting sensitive data into public AI tools, using AI outputs without human review, making decisions based on AI recommendations they don't understand, creating dependencies on tools your organization doesn't control. Every day you wait, these behaviors become more entrenched, harder to change, riskier to undo. Risk number 2, you lose trust as a leader. When your team discovers you knew shadow AI was happening and did nothing, they question your leadership. You saw the problem. You waited for someone else to fix it. Why didn't you lead? Risk number 3, compliance becomes impossible. When regulations finally arrive, and they will, you will be scrambling to comply with something you didn't design. You will be auditing AI use you didn't even know existed. You will be trying to reverse engineer policies into chaos. Organizations that waited for regulations will spend years catching up to organizations that led proactively. Risk number 4, your model passivity to your organization. When you wait for external authority before acting, you teach your team to do the same. They stop innovating. They stop problem solving. They wait for permission. That's not the culture you want, especially in an AI-driven world that changes faster than regulations ever will. So let's talk about solutions. It's not all doom and gloom, I promise. Here is what to do instead of waiting. Solution number 1, start the conversation now. You don't need official policies to start talking about AI with your team. Say this in your next team meeting. I know some of you are using AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, others. That's fine. I am not here to shut it down, but I need to understand what's happening so we can use AI safely and effectively. By end of week, I want everyone to answer 3 questions. What AI tools are you using? What are you using them for? What data are you putting into them? This is not about punishment. This is not about judgment. It's about visibility. We can't lead what we can't see. Why this works neurologically? Because you're giving your team psychological safety. You're not shutting down their tools while establishing leadership presence. We are going to govern this together. That's the message you're sending. Solution number 2, create internal governance before external rules arrive. You don't need a government agency to tell you how to use AI responsibly in your organization. Create your own AI governance framework. You can be the change agent. If you need to run it by your HR, do it. If you need to run it by someone high up, you can do it. Be a pioneer. You are a leader. You lead by example. 3 questions before any AI use. What data are we using? Is it sensitive? Proprietary? Customer data? What decision is AI informing? Low stakes brainstorming? High stakes compliance? Who reviews the output? Is there a human checkpoint before action? Remember, AI suggests or recommends, human decides. This is not a 50-page policy. This is a decision framework. Print it, post it, train your team on it. Now you're leading AI governance, whether external regulations exist or not. Solution number 3, distinguish between waiting for rules and acting responsibly. There is a difference between reckless, where everyone use AI however you want with no oversight, paralyzed, no one touch AI until government tells us it's okay, or leadership. We are using AI deliberately with clear boundaries, human oversight, and ongoing learning. We will adapt when regulation arrives. You don't need permission to lead responsibly. Solution number 4, assume shadow AI is happening because it is. Stop asking, are we using AI? And start asking, how are we using AI without oversight? Run a shadow AI audit. Survey your team anonymously. Ask, what AI tools are you using daily? Ask, what would you lose if those tools disappeared tomorrow? When you discover shadow AI, and you will, don't punish it. Don't shut it down immediately. Do bring it into the light. Do establish guardrails. Regulated shadow AI is better than unregulated shadow AI. Solution number 5, lead the regulation, don't wait for it. Here is the hard truth. Many AI regulations will be written by people who don't use AI daily. They will be generic, slow to adapt, often misaligned with how AI actually works in your industry. If you lead AI governance internally first, this is what you will have. Real-world experience to contribute to industry standards. Credibility when regulations arrive. We have been governing this for 2 years. Systems already in place that regulations will validate, not disrupt. You become the expert regulators consult, not the laggard scrambling to comply. Here is what I want you to take away. If you're waiting for AI regulations before you lead AI internally, you have already lost control. Shadow AI is happening right now. Your team are using tools you don't know about, making decisions you can't audit, creating risks you can't see. The longer you wait for external rules, the less internal control you have. You don't need a governing body to start governing. Start the conversation. Create internal frameworks. Audit shadow AI. Lead responsibly. Regulations will come. But by the time they arrive, you will already be leading, not catching up. Thanks for listening. I'm Sahar, your AI whisperer. Show me some love. Like, save, share this podcast with someone that needs to hear it. Wednesday, we have our regular episodes. Don't miss the Friday for my Forbes article like podcast that I do with an extra flavor of coffee every Friday. If you want to email me, you can email me at sahar@saharconsulting.com. You can find me on LinkedIn at Sahar Andrade, Andrade, or on Instagram, Sahar the Reinvent Coach. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions, if you want me to go through any of the subjects concerning AI. This is mainly for AI for executives, AI coaching tools for executives. So let me hear from you. I would love to hear from you. And keep following me. See you next time on AI Cafe Conversation next Wednesday. But first, I will see you on Friday on our extra flavor coffee. This is Sahar. I'm out of here.
1